All right, so yeah, we're back on my channel. Listen, before we start, I've got to do a little bit of housekeeping in it. Firstly, this is there's going to be a name change to the channel because there's a little bit of conflict of interest. You know them way there. Man just started this thing in it. I'm new and I didn't want to step on no toes. So yeah, boom. The other guy obviously is good content maker and that. We're just going to change up the name. So now, welcome to Saint LFCTV. You know what I mean? You're here, same content, same thing. Get me, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'm here with a couple of guests, you get me, a couple of regents and that. Jude, wagwan. You there?
How you doing, brother? You all right?
I'm good, man. And David, what's
I'm
good?
there. I'm here.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm blessed, Nick, man. Saturday evening, but you know, Man United is never off topic, man.
Yeah, let me tell you what, innit? If you haven't guessed, innit, I'm on my own, innit. I'm being double tag teamed, innit, by two Man United fans, innit. So it is what it is, like, yeah.
Unbiased fans. Make that clear.
Yeah, all right. So listen, we're just gonna go into. I already know, Jude. I already know your standpoint in it. You're not really a big FA Cup fan in it, so I already know this about you. David, I don't really know how your take on this is, but we'll get there. What we're gonna do, obviously, just a quick thing. We'll just like your thoughts on the game going into it. You know what I mean? Then and how you think it will pan out. Then we'll do a predicted lineup, and then obviously we'll do predicted scores. You get me? So, yeah, Jude, you first, man, kicking it off.
Yes.
What's your thoughts going into the game?
Just to go back on what you said, it's not that I'm not a big FA Cup fan. What it is, how the season is planned out so far, I just feel the FA Cup isn't important for us at this moment.
Jesus. Because
how well we've done in the Premiership so far. So it's not that I'm not a fan. I just feel that at this time, I would say the FA Cup is like the League Cup to us right now. Prior to us being in the was it the semi-finals we got knocked out of?
Obviously,
yeah. So obviously,
you get knocked out of. Come on, don't act stupid.
Yeah, but all right. What it is that if this was a semi-finals, it would be a different thing, but it's not. So I feel this game is more bigger and more important for Liverpool than it is for us. Obviously, if we win, it's a plus for confidence for the fringe players. It's a good thing for the fringe players to get some minutes. And if we do beat you, obviously it's one step closer to getting to the FA Cup. So, but what I'm saying is, if this was like the semi-finals and we lost, I wouldn't be happy. I'd be more geared up. But being that it's the fifth round, we've just played you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really, you know what I mean? So I'd rather see the fringe players play ahead of the first team players, if you know what I mean. With a couple of first team players, but more the fringe players.
All right, I'm going to break it up so that, and then we'll go with you, David, in a bit, yeah? So, boy, football's a mad one, isn't it? The way the landscape changes, where flipping hell. I'm hearing you say like, yo, this ain't really a big cup for us. This is like a league cup for us because of how well you're doing in the league. I honestly couldn't be more opposite, bruv. And it's mad. I'm hearing these things coming out your mouth. I'm like, bloody hell, football is a ever-changing scenery, boy. Like, personally, it's no secret. We're doing absolutely arse in it. Like, the creativity is a shag. We're pretty much controlling games as we would. That is a side. No, when people say that, like, oh, but you're controlling, what we would do, innit? Like, that's the game that we play, innit? What really matters is goals. Do you know what I mean? And that's not coming. That's not there, innit? So I'm gonna be honest with you, with that Burnley, and I'm quite happy, to be honest with you. I said this in my review. I'm quite happy because if you're gonna lose, I think that. And only like Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, even Arsenal fans with their invincible, and Man United fans will really get this. You know, sometimes a record can be hindering. You know, them ones there, like, you can't really, like, especially when you start to get a big record, then it starts to kind of constrict you a little bit. You know, them ones there, and like, you start thinking, oh, whereas you would have gone for it, you think, well, at least we didn't lose. You know, them ones there. And I could see that was kind of what was happening, and we weren't really having any impetus. I said a long time ago, I would have rather we lost to Brighton or West Brom. Do you know what I mean? And then we would have, you know what I mean, kicked on as opposed to these draws. So like, I'm happy, and I'm happy that we did it. I'm happy that we did it to a team that ain't beat us in nearly 50 years. There's no excuses. You go and lose to Man United, or you go and lose to a City or a Chelsea, and it's like, well, you know, do you know what I mean? Now it's like, you got to look at, there's something that needs, do you know what I mean, that needs sorting out. And because of that, I now think it's a mixture of things. It's that result, not just being reactionary, but it's that result mixed with the actual way we're playing, the lack of ideas, plus the fixtures that we've got coming up. I think right now, I just need to manage my expectations and just kind of see it as we're a top 4 team, you know, like top 4 right now. Not to say that we couldn't catch up, but right now, let me just see things as a top 4 team. And if I'm seeing things like that, the FA Cup is bloody important. Yeah. If you told me, I'd take you give me the FA Cup and Champions League, brother, take your hand off of that. Them way there, like, and I've never really thought that. Plus, the FA Cup's one of the few cups that Klopp ain't. David, you muted yourself, brother. FA Cup's one of the few cups that Klopp ain't got, so I would like him to get that. That's kind of, and it's hard saying that prior to the game, because if you lot source us, man can't even sit there and say, yeah, well, it's FA Cup, man didn't even really want, you know, them way there, like, it's a bit technical. Yeah, David, go on. What are you saying, man?
Yeah, man. I echo what Jude is saying in terms of the FA Cup. I think in the landscape of our season, to me, it's not the most important trophy that we can win, which is crazy because I never, ever going into the season think we would be top going into February of the Premier League. Never. Maybe if you said we'd be knocked out of the Champions League, I could see it. But now we are. I looked at the odds the other day. Us and I think Milan are the favourites for the Europa. AC Milan, sorry. Us are our favourites for the Europa as well. So if you look at our season, what is the trophy that is most important to win? Is the Premier League, and it's crazy saying that because I never think that I never thought that we could be in contention. So tomorrow's game, but I still think tomorrow's game is big because Ollie needs a trophy, like pure and simple. Ollie needs a trophy,
right?
And mentality. So, I think for you lot, it's mentality. Do you know what I mean? Can I ask a question? Just a caveat. What was it, if you could pinpoint one thing that made you think, nah, we're not title contenders? Until now, obviously.
I don't, only because you lot have fallen off so badly, I still had my reservations. And in fact, yeah, I'm upset because what you said is accurate. Like, it could have been another team that got that record against you. And I genuinely was very optimistic for other reasons of why we could come to Anfield and take that record against you. So I'm upset. I'm upset that we didn't take it. But it was a reality check in that.
We were there, man.
We were there for the beating, but it's a reality check in that our attackers are not clinical enough. Our defense is getting better, but I still don't think you can trust our defense in terms of a title-winning run. That's why I would say we can win, but we are definitely title contenders. In terms of what's changed, I think the Leipzig defeat was massive. The Leipzig defeat and the Burnley win. The Leipzig defeat in terms of how we reacted, because we got knocked out, and that reminded me of Fergie. Like, Man United will come out of competitions and then we would go on a mad run. But in the last 7 years, maybe LVG, Mourinho, we would get knocked out of a competition and then we'd lose like 4 or 5 games. Whereas Ollie's just taking it to a different level. And then the Burnley game was massive because that was us saying, can we go to Anfield as leaders in the Premier League? Can we put that type of pressure on them? Because that gave you guys another, like, a little bit of raw. These guys are coming here as the leaders. You haven't faced that in ages.
I'm not gonna lie, as a Liverpool fan, I said this before. I said this is the first time that I wasn't excited to play you, man. You know them ones there. More time, I'm like, that's the only emotion, excitement. Now, I was like, it was more daunting. Do you know what I mean? As it should be. Like, let's be honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel that way about, like, come on. They're even at your pump and I doubt that you've only ever felt excitement. You know them ones there, because we normally give you a good game. So it's been a weird one. Whereas now, do you know what I mean? Before Shaqiri getting Mourinho sacked and all of them ones, I just never feared you, man. Now, that game, I said, boy, I really thought you man would do something. So, anyways, going into this game, Jude, how do you think it's gonna pan out? Who do you think are gonna be the main kind of game changers?
Well, so you know what's funny? I was thinking about it earlier. I was looking at the team, and I thought to myself, knowing Ollie, he is someone that tries to give everyone game time. So I do think we'll put out a strong team, but the only reason people consider it to be strong is because
Of us?
of our form. Because of our form. No, our form. Like I've said this to David before. Like, if you think about our team where we was last season, we practically had the same team, the same squad. Cavani's coming, Bruno's coming. But because we're doing so well now, we are considered to have a strong squad. But that's on form. If your squad is doing dead or your team's doing dead, your squad isn't considered. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To be honest, like,
you lot would say, last season people said you had a strong squad because your kids were coming, you're winning, you beat Aston Villa kids, or your kids came. I don't know who it was you beat, but you beat someone.
Yeah, we did. We did. It was last season. It was Everton, and then won that, and so there was
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Pundits were saying you had a strong squad.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now, obviously, you got the injuries, but people are saying your squad needs this, your squad needs that. So going to tomorrow, I'm expecting to see. And I feel like David. I was thinking that I feel like Rashford would start because he needs some confidence. He needs some goals. I think Martial will start as well. But in the middle, I think it will be Van der Beek and Matic. I think he'll play Maguire because he never gives Maguire a rest. Tellez will come in on the left. On the right, I'm not too sure. But I think it'll be a hot... You know what? I think, look, there's 11 players on the field.
What right back or right midfield? Back.
Dude, don't sporadically. If you're gonna do your team, that'll lead us nicely into that'll lead us into your predicted 11. Go on, give us what you think your predicted 11.
No, sorry, yeah. So I feel like he's playing half.
What? So
5 first team players,
2 up front, yeah. What with Rashford and Martial? Is that what you think he's gonna go?
He'll do the 4-2-3. He'll do the 4-2. No, he won't do the diamond. He'll do the 4-2-3-1. But he'll play Rash and Marsh. Personally, that's what I think.
And play Martial.
But he'll mix up like Matic, wide, and then plays like the fringe players that will come in is Tellez, Van der Beek, Matic, and Twansabi. I think those are the 4 players that will come in, and Henderson. That's it. Those are the 5. The rest will be first team players because he'll want to win. He won't want Liverpool to come to Old Trafford and knock us out. But at the same time, he'll cover his back. Do you understand what I mean?
It's tricky for you, man, because of the way you are. You've got one eye on the league, and you know them ones you can't really.
Right.
It's a bit tricky.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he knows he needs a trophy. So yeah, that's where I'm at about tomorrow.
Right. Before I get to you, man, then please, man, subscribe, like, and drop a comment. All of that, man. David, let's move to you, man. What's your thoughts on the game? How you think it's going to pan out?
Thoughts on the game are, I think we have a better away record. We got one of the best away records I've seen, and we haven't lost away in the Premier League.
Am I not wrong?
Yeah, we haven't lost away in the Premier League since this time last year, and I think that was against Anfield. That was at Anfield when Salah got that last minute goal. So at home we struggle. We haven't beaten a top 6-7 team in the Premier League at home, although we've beaten Leipzig in the Champions League 5-0 and we've beaten PSG away. I'm a bit like cautious of how the game's going to go. I think that Liverpool are, again, the biggest thing about it, and you said it, Nick, is that Liverpool apply pressure. If you can sustain Liverpool's pressure, you can almost get into their psyche of this is what we if you can hold up us,
our time now.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's like that boxer who throws their biggest punch. If you can take that, then you got a good chance in it, and that's what happened even at Anfield. So if we can again sustain that press, then we can look at how we're gonna progress. I think Jude's right. We're gonna bring a couple of fringe players. Looking at it, it's weird because you guys have got Tottenham next week.
Brother,
that's a big game for you guys.
Games is techie, bro. Man. We're talking about keeping one eye on the league.
We got Sheffield United next week, and you lot have just played.
I mean, to be fair, they banged. I think they banged. So you never know. Like it might be a slightly harder game.
And you lot played on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
You lot just played on Thursday as well. We had a couple of extra rest.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, to be fair, I don't like rest. Liverpool don't do well with rest. So that's another reason why I think we will probably go quite strong, because we need this game. I think this game, in terms of like a season changer. Do you know what I mean? Like going there and putting in a good performance and coming out could motivate you, because Salah, Mane, our front three. I'm gonna leave Bobby out because he's a bit, but they're just in a bad they're just in a bad vein of form, and you just need something to turn, a catalyst. You know what I mean? It's the same brothers that like Salah's in a bad vein of form, and he's still top scorer. Do you know what I mean? These men they're gonna bang eventually. It's just when. Do you know what I mean? And if it's gonna click. So that could change. Go ahead. What you say? Do
you think that's down to burnout from Klopp?
100%.
The expectation that Klopp has
100%.
because something similar happened at Dortmund, didn't it?
Yep.
Like the fitness levels he expects your players.
It's kind of happening at Munich now. Do you know what I mean? Like I do feel like man said.
Do you know what though? You see the difference with Munich though, yeah? Bayern Munich have had like a couple different managers. So with Munich, I think it's just too easy. And sometimes they just take their foot off the pedal. Do you understand what I mean? And then people start to think they're burning out. I don't think with Munich is so much of a burnout.
I hear
what you have to understand, the level Dortmund were at when they won those 2 titles back, they won it back to back. Am I right?
Yep.
They won it back to back. That is a big thing. That was a big thing at the time. Do you understand what I mean? He had Kagawa, he had Royce, he had Lewandowski. Yeah. And to do that at that level and the drop after
it's similar to the 97 and the Premier League. It's similar to that. It's that race that we took, that we got picked to by City, took it out of us to then pick ourselves up.
Oh, of course. And he doesn't really buy, and he never bought any players.
Man like Robertson, man like Gini, man like Salah, man like Mane, man like they play all the time. You get me?
Sorry to interrupt you. And this is the thing with me. Like I was saying to my friend the other day, like the pundits were saying stuff like, obviously we know this year the level, like the football's crazy. We got the pandemic going on and everything. But the pundits are saying stuff like, oh, yeah, United are doing great, but that's only because City and Liverpool aren't at the level they were. But you can't sustain that level. What you lot done in those last 2 years, what you done last year, and then getting picked the season before, you can't do that. You can't sustain that level. Well, you understand what I mean? You're going to drop off.
Let me stop.
That's once in a while. Even Fergie wouldn't hit 100 points, and you have to sustain somewhere where you're hitting something like 88 points, or you understand. But here, you can't expect.
We're going back to that this season, but the thing is, this is why I say you're 100% right. I think you've hit the nail bang on the head, and I think it's a dangerous game that we're playing, because our closest competitors are 2 Man United, City, who are Emirates backed, and United, who bid money. Like, do you know what I mean? And we're trying to do this rock and roll football
on a low budget.
Brother. It's a very dangerous game. You see what I'm saying? Because
you guys are trying to do it on an Iceland budget.
Bro.
Not Iceland. Yeah, you're trying to do it on an Iceland budget.
We're trying to do all M&S.
You need Marks and Spencer. You need Marks and Spencer money. You can't be doing it. You can't be doing it on Iceland. No, in fact, you're doing it on a quick fit. You know, quick fit? Quick fit budget. You can't do it on that.
It goes as hard as us. The only thing is, he regularly refuels his machine. He's getting regular checks. Do you know what I mean? He's making sure that everything's cool. We're going as hard as him, and we're on rims. You know them way there.
Right. Yeah. You can't.
On the rims.
You can't. I don't understand.
Listen. Going into the game like I see it, on my team, I think that I pretty much want to see the same team that we saw against you lot go out there and actually get a performance. Bar. That's why I ain't even got time for little things like he ain't put a foot wrong, but I just ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for the whole Keller hair. Just put Alisson in there. Let's just make sure that we're cool in it. Like, you know, then when you're there, like this isn't unfortunately, we're not at a position where it's like, yo, you know, we're trying to get Premier League and Champions League, and this is so Alisson in goal. Nico Williams, I think Trent needs a rest in it. Like Trent is, you know what I'm saying? Like his
midfielder, by the way.
Say that again.
Trent's a midfielder. He ain't right back.
Nah, he's right back, brother. He come on, brother. He whatever you want to say about Trent, he kind of one of the front runners in changing the modern game as how you see your fullbacks. He's up there. Like, you know what I'm saying, innit? When you think of like,
but I don't think he defend that well though. I think,
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah.
Klopp would have brought him in as a midfielder. But
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Let me break it down for you very, very quickly. I'll give you 1 minute before I go back into my thing, innit? Brother, you see that man at school, yeah? That were yay high, bare small, big mouth, because their older brother used to be wham. You know them guys there, innit? Like, they got massive family members, so they used to give it the walla at school. Brother, when you're a right back and your centre back is Virgil van Dijk, and then who's he's colossal, and then let's just say like you might just get squeezed. You've got Alisson, brother. Like that just bred laziness. That's all it did. You know them ones there. When you look at our attack, when you look at our opponent's attacks, they always come from the right-hand side because Trent will let a man get the crossing. If anything, Trent's more on the front foot, thinking of possession. You know them ones. It's like, you know what? I'll let you get the crossing because I know my man's gonna hit, and then I'm looking for the outlet. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we used to play. And like, and so it's not that he can't defend. He's just fucking lazy at it. Like that goal, that Danny Ings goal, brother. There's man's trying to chest. You know them. It's everything with Trent is possession based because that's how he's been bred. Like that's our biggest creative outlet. So like, you know them ones that whereas Robbo will cut the cross off at the source. Do you see what I'm saying? Trent don't do that. Trent lets hella crosses through, and it is laziness. I'd be the same, bro. But no. You're right. You're right. To see the deficiencies, and now I'm like, brother.
I hear what you're saying.
You know them ones.
But
there,
David doesn't. David's not saying that he's not lazy. He's not disagreeing with you. I know what David's saying, but the level that he gets put on, the pedestal he gets put on, he's defending isn't on that level.
No, it isn't.
He's getting that
attacking play.
That credit.
No one has ever said that it has.
Oh yeah, of course it is. But right back, your first.
I know you're a defender first.
Job is to defend,
but not for.
You're a defender first.
But yeah, I hear that, but that's the system in which
I'm not
played. You know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying, but it worked for us because especially when no one went expecting.
Of course,
that.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
They were just like, what the hell's going on? And how do we
No.
you know them ones there? And so like that's how it worked for us. And all I'm saying is it's not so much, I think, that he's been molded into the player that he is now. And so now you can't just all of a sudden turn on good defending. Do you know what I mean? Like when you've always been
of course,
brother, do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm not saying that Klopp has said this, but something along the lines is, listen, I don't mind if you're not getting at every cross. Just make sure that you're there for that outlet because you know what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden now, we ain't got Van Dijk.
And you guys are used to being on the being on the front foot.
So,
and it makes sense,
So
but anyway, when you see Robbo, when you see Robbo, the levels is different. The levels is different. The level
they don't come on our left side. They don't, and they also don't come on our left side because of Mane. Salah is the way in which we play. Salah is the furthest there. Mane comes back and helps. That left side is on lock. It's making us very uneven, if anything, to be very honest with you. But that left side is patterned up differently. You know them ones there. And so So anyways, going into the game, I think it's going to be a hard one. I would like to see Nico Williams on as right back, give Trent a little rest, take him out the firing line. The way our centre-back situation is at the moment, it's so dire that I'm actually going to say give Fabinho a rest because, God forbid, inshallah, touch wood, that something happens to Fabinho, we're finished. Klopp's going to have to start lacing up in that. You know them way there? Like, it's mad. So for the
Klopp has to start lacing up.
Giving us his mains performance in that. But, you know, like I think I would rest Fabinho. I would put in Nat, even saying it, I'm getting shaky. Martial and Rashford against Nat Phillips, giving me hairs.
You don't.
That's what
Don't.
we
Nah.
got doing it. And then on the left back, I'd say Tsimikas. Again, just because of fatigue, give Robertson a bit of a rest. So just change up the back four. But other than that, we go again, man. I would like to see. I definitely like to see the front three that started your game, the Barcelona front three, because I want Salah and Bobby to have a bit of a rest. I like that. I want Origi to bang. I rate Origi. I thought him bringing him off at 52 minutes was a boy off. Like, he actually had a decent game. He looked dangerous. Why are you bringing off a striker in 52 minutes? That's pathetic, bruv. You know, them ones there, you might as well just told him at half time, but he's not coming back out. So I'd like to see him do that. And then in the middle, I would say I'd like Curtis Jones to have a game because I think he's going to be far better than Ox. I think Ox is a waste of time, man, right now. His fitness is just not there. And unfortunately, we ain't really got the games where you can come in and, do you know what I mean, come back. We need you to come and hit the ground running. And I think that injury is just taking him off the pace a little bit. So I'd like to see Jones in there. I'd like to see Hendo. If we have got the back foot, we can't because Hendo's got a little, he's actually injured. I'd say Gini and Thiago. We go again, man. Same thing. And just, you know what I mean? And just, just put on a better performance.
Nick, quick thing on Thiago, yeah?
Talk to me.
Me and Jude have been talking about it. For all of Thiago's brilliance, I've loved Thiago since he left by Barcelona. I thought he was the inherent or the heir of Xavi, innit? I thought they were crazy letting him go into Bayern. But obviously there was links between Pep and his agent is Pep brother. I get it. For all his brilliance, and like you said it, your fullbacks are the source of your attacking creative outlet. He takes too many touches in that midfield.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We're playing him it's a role he can play, but I just don't like him playing it. And we're playing him in that deep line in midfielder. Do you know what I mean? And Henderson's the best one for that. Do you know what I mean? Or, like, I lie. But imagine, listen to me. Henderson's the best one for that. I'm so conditioned right now that Fabinho's our centre back that I don't even think of him like that. But do you know them way that Henderson and Fabinho, we have players to do that role efficiently. It's just and the number of touches he takes isn't too much considering the leagues in which he's come from. You know them way there. But what we need in terms of how we play in this league, you're right. You're 100% right. But again, I don't think football. Yeah, but you've got to remember, I don't think it's his fault. And I've said this to Jude. Brother, the runners that man had at Bayern Munich off the ball was a madness. Look at it. I beg you just look at some of our off the ball movement, especially when we get it is. Whew, sometimes I've got to tap the screen like.
No, but you know why? That's because teams got like that low block thing. So it's hard.
It's hard.
If it's an open game, if it's an open game, it's a different matter. Listen, you have to remember. You see United, yeah. The way we beat Burnley, the way we beat Fulham. It was a moment of brilliance. It wasn't pass. Do you understand? It's not like you're the only team that's going through it. That's what I mean. When you got that low block here to break a team down, the only thing I can see breaking that down is a 0-9 tick attack in Barcelona. It's not happening.
That's why. But it's funny, yeah. Can I just stop you there? That's why people are like, City are going to suffer without their strikers, and you're finding that they're having more success because of their midfielders playing that type. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Like the midfielders don't got the striker reliant, and they know that.
Hey, something's happening. What's the sound? The sound.
Yo,
there's loads of feedback.
I think it's the Bluetooth.
Sabel, can you hear me? No.
Yeah. Speak.
Yo, you hear me now? Yeah.
Speak. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I think that City are having a lot better success because of the lack of forwards that they have, and like Gundogan and Bernardo Silva, they're playing that type of ticky-tacky football that you're talking about, and trying to, all you got to do is beat two man in a low block, and then they shit themselves, and then they're like, oh shit, and then you draw two, and then you let the ball go, and then, do you know what I'm saying? And they're finding a lot more success because
City move the ball. City move out of the three teams. City move the ball the quickest. When I see them play, they move the ball the quickest.
And that's why they're
out of Liverpool, Man
Man
United, they move the ball.
5-0 and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's you're right. You can't sit there and have an Aguero and think that you're going to be able to thread him the ball through a do you know what I mean? 2-4. Like it's not working like that. Right, listen, we've probably got about, let me see how long we've got left. We've got 4 minutes left, so let's go into score predictions. We said I'm going last. I've already said this. I'm going last. It's not even a thing. So one of you tell me it's a bad thing.
2-1 United.
You want to go for
I think it goes either way, man. I think it goes either way. I think for all of Liverpool's worries and struggles right now, Liverpool are still Liverpool, innit? Like you don't get it twisted. Like they won it. They went to a Champions League final, won the Champions League, came highest points runners up in that season, and then won the Premier League. So they can come to Old Trafford and get a win.
Oh, of course. I ain't denying that.
I'll go 1-0 either way. 1-0 either way.
I think I'm gonna say 2-1, but in extra time, it's definitely. I don't see a winner. I don't see us beating you in 90 minutes. You know them way there. I see a draw, and then we'll see what happens in extra time. Maybe like a 2-1 or something. Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see it. And I say Origi to score. Origi's the kind of leng man that would be like, you know what, fuck this shit. You know them ones there. Like, let me show you what I should have really done with that chance. So yeah, hopefully he gets the opportunity, and he puts it away, man. But yeah, what's your next fixtures looking like? What's your next Premier League fixtures looking like?
Sheffield United. We got Arsenal next weekend, and then we got Everton, Southampton.
A rejuvenated Arsenal, eh? Oh well, they just took a little FA Cup loss. So, but in the league,
they're cup final. Final, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that. I hear that's
that.
the one team I do not want to lose to. I can't. You see, yeah, Arsenal. Arsenal's a one team.
If we lose next week, we're not going to catch Jude on any socials.
Listen,
any phone,
you see Arsenal. You know why though?
The message is going to be one tick. It's going to be off. Everything's going to be.
Do you know
off.
why? Because Arsenal, they've talked too much. They have no right talking the way they talk. That's my problem. That is my only problem.
You love the talking. You love the talk. I love the talking because when it goes wrong, I love the talking. You love the talking.
No.
Be more humble.
No.
There's no levels. That's Arsenal fans, man. They don't know.
Yeah, but why? Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, Arsenal fans of all Arsenal fans. Oh,
you didn't want to leave since 2004.
Yeah, they exactly, and they talk like you know when that. You see that video when DT said, I think on AFTV, the guy that owns it, he must have said to DT, do you fancy your chances finishing top 4?
Yeah, and he's like,
DT goes, and Oli, when he said that, yeah, and they remixed it.
Yeah, they cut it up.
Figure.
Cut it up.
And then, they remixed it. And I was thinking to myself, you see you, if I knew you, oh my gosh, you would get it right now. I'll be on your doorstep.
I love the Arsenal, man. Man. I love the Arsenal,
the audace. The audace.
Man. But like, yo, lads, thanks for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure.
No problem.
I've enjoyed it, man. Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow, man.
Yeah, man. Same back to you, man. What can I say in it? What do you mean, bruv? We keep it casual on this channel, man. What are you talking about, man? Yo, listen.
Good luck.
Thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe, like, all of that. Cheers. We're out.